Good morning, grade 7. Hope you are fine and healthy, and I wish the same for you. So, without wasting time, I would go to Language Tree, Book 1, to Unit number 1, which is New School. As you can see, Unit number 1 is named as New School. And from New School, you can guess it is a story from a person who has just joined New School. This particular extract is taken from novel Annie John, written by Jamaica, an author from United States of America in 1985. It is a small extract of that novel which is presented here for you. You may relate the narrative story with your first day story. Who is the narrator? Narrator is the person who narrates the story, who tells you the story, as I am narrating this novel's extract for you. So, on the first day of her, she was walking to her school all alone. All around her were girls of her own age, of almost 12. They were boys as well. They were all wearing uniform, marching to their school. Means walking. Marching means walking briskly or quickly. They were all laughing and chatting as they were quite familiar to each other. Annie, who is the narrator, she is perhaps the new student in the class, but all other students are friends to each other. They are talking to each other, they are slapping each other. Slapping means hitting each other in fun. Seeing them, the narrator is deeply desiring that if they would come to her and talk to her and consider her as their friend. But that is just a wish yet. However, they are looking at her, guessing her as a new student, smiling and nodding to her. Nodding is moving your head in agreement, as if they are trying to welcome her. And she is considering herself so new in her new uniform, new shoes, new hat, and lots of new books in her new bag. And those books are so heavy that the load which she is carrying on her shoulder, that load is creating ache in her shoulder. Ache is pain. So she is having pain because of that load of books in her new bag. Finally, she reached to her classroom. She had seen her classroom at the time of her admission. The whole classroom was so nice and orderly, and all things were well managed and well kept at that time. And now, students are moving here and there, and further there are many things, many classroom equipments there, like ink pots, erasers, and classroom chalks, and duster, and all the stuff that is required in a classroom. Then she saw all the students moving towards the auditorium. Auditorium is an amphitheater where there is morning prayer. So right now I am imagining all of you looking at your own picture and smiling at each other. So in morning prayer, headmistress welcomed all of the students, and especially new students, considering them as a pleasant entry in the school. All the students walked back to their classroom after the morning prayer in an orderly manner. After reaching to their classroom, they all sat on their particular places which they had assigned to themselves. They were not creating any fuss, they were not creating any disciplinary issue, until a teacher came in the classroom. Her name was Miss Shama, who asked the students to sit down again on their seats and started taking their attendance. All the students gave the routine response to the roll call, and same was done by Annie. But when she said, "Present, miss," teacher looked towards her and said, "Welcome, Annie." So, this is the whole extract. Now, when you'll come back, I'll ask you that why teacher welcomed her. This is the question. You have to think about it and you have to tell me. In English language, obviously. So now, the vocabulary words for this unit that we have gathered. Students, you have to write all those words in your notebooks, and when you'll come back, I'll see that. The first vocabulary word for this unit was slapping. Slapping was used in the context when Annie saw all the girls talking and hitting each other. So slapping means hitting. Second word is longed for, which was used in the same passage where Annie wanted them to talk to her. So longed for means deeply wished. She wanted it that all the students, or might be some students, should come to her and talk to her. Next word is credit. This was used on page number 11, where headmistress considered new students as a credit for school. Credit here means honor. So headmistress thought that new students would bring honor to their school. Next word is peeping. Peeping word was used when Annie sat in the classroom and she looked around quickly at what other students are doing. So peeping means looking around quickly. Customary word was used in the passage when the teacher was taking attendance. So customary means something which was usual, which was happening in routine. And what was happening in routine? The teacher was taking the name of the students and students were saying present. Burst means breaking into laughter. The girls were talking to each other and the students were talking to each other and they were bursting in laughter. So burst is break in laughter. And the last word is scrubbed. Scrubbed means cleaned. This word was used by Annie that at the time of admission she saw the classroom and the classroom was so clean and scrubbed. So in this unit we have gone through nouns, verbs and adjectives. So here our lesson comes to an end. In the next lesson, we'll go for noun, verb and adjective practice. I'll share the definition of them with you again and we'll go for the practice of these particular forms of speech. Till then, good luck, stay safe and healthy. Allah Hafiz.